Yeah.
We're into it.
That's it. We're on.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the JD Photo Podcast. Today we have Peter from Spoilt Photobooths, a photo booth industry legend. This guy's been in the industry for 10 years as a photo booth master. He's taught me a lot of stuff running my own photo booth, and he also did photography. You still do photography, but you had more of a wedding photography business early on. Now you've kind of transitioned more into the hiring out photo booth experiences. So, Peter, we're going to hear about your journey. We're going to hear about your thoughts on business, how you got to where you are, how you made a sustainable career out of it. We're gonna kind of just hear your thoughts a little bit. I can see I have a little standby sign on the top left of my screen. What's up, Michael? Thanks for jumping in, bud. We're just about to jump into the podcast covering photo booths and photography and running a business. Peter, let's introduce yourself, man.
No, thanks for having me. It was
What's
absolutely
up?
fantastic.
Yeah,
honored
glad
to be here. So,
yeah.
Look, I've been around for probably around 20 years now. So we've been doing wedding photography and commercial corporate event photography as part of that as well, which has been great. So that's been going for about 20 years, and then we've added in photo booths about 9 years. So I think we're going to be hitting 10 years next year. So it'll be a bit of a big year for us. I think we've definitely expanded out quite a lot from, just doing photography. And photography is great because you get to cover weddings, corporate, and birthday parties. We're doing some camera adjustments here, which is pretty exciting. Yeah. And which has been great. It's been a great industry, great space to be in. Met some amazing people, experienced travel all over Australia, internationally. I've shot weddings in Scotland, Vanuatu, Bali, where else? Sydney, Adelaide. So it's been, and all over WA coast, Broome, Margaret River, Kalgoorlie, you name it. Pretty much, and everywhere in between, all over WA, which has been absolutely fantastic.
Margaret River.
Yeah. Lots.
Surf capital of the world.
Yeah, so you should go down
Well,
there.
not as good as J-Bay. South Africa.
Yes. Well, yeah, probably dodging sharks there, though.
Yeah. Dodging sharks in Margaret River.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But it's been great. It's been a great space to be in. Definitely experienced quite a lot. We started doing photo booths just as an add-on because with our wedding photography, we did a bit of video. We cut that out. It got a bit pretty full on and specialised.
Video's full on, man, eh?
Yeah, it's too much gear, too much this. You need more editing.
Yep.
It's just full on. So I said no more video for us. We sort of did that for a couple of years, and then we moved straight back into photography. I've come out of doing about 120 weddings a year. Now, I know. So it was pretty full on. I was pretty busy shooting, every weekend, 2 or 3 weddings myself, and then I grew a bit of a small team where we'll do, 2 or 3 weddings a day, which is great, which I know you're going through as well.
Yeah, man. Yep. So we're transitioning to the team dynamic, but doing a little bit differently compared to that. So we're only going to take 1 wedding a day. So we're not going to expand that way. We're more so 1 wedding a day, but multiple people on site.
Yeah.
2 services at once. So photo, video. That's all I'm really booking.
As now we've got I might do photography on the day, and I'll do a photo booth. Like in particular, down at Margaret River. So I've got a wedding coming up, doing photography and a photo booth, and that's great. I get to be able to do that, and that's a smaller kind of style of wedding. So it's a great little add-on. It's a bit of a price option or cheaper option for them to have because I'm there as a photographer anyway. And with those, in particular with smaller sized weddings, people, it's not full on with the photo booth. So it can almost run itself. I can be there and just check in on it, run for a little bit. And then, from a wedding photography perspective, you're not running around shooting photos continuously, especially at receptions. So once you've done your table shots and so forth. So in particular, when we've got a cocktail style wedding, which this one is, it's a great little add-on.
Yeah. Add a little bit more to the package.
Yeah.
Photo booths are good, man. I like my photo booth. I'm not too keen on renting it out on its own unless they're booking like 4 hours, 5 hours, kind of thing. I really like to add it on to packages. I think that's the best thing to do. You do a photography photo booth. I do a lot of uni bores, and those are great, man. You kind of just book both services in at once. You can have your photo booth running, then you can have your photography running. Why did you bring it in as an add-on? What was your kind of what was your
motivation? Ultimately, it was just revenue because we dropped video work, and I still wanted to maintain. And we're sort of capped at a price point where I didn't want to be too expensive where I'm not shooting at all.
Yeah.
Like we're at that comfortable, I think at that time was about $3,500 per wedding to shoot, but we were doing video, so we're obviously getting quite a bit more.
It's a lot of footage.
Yeah, but I just wanted to cut away video. But I thought, okay, I've been resisting this photo booth option for such a long time. I mean, I'm going to give it a go. And within a year, I think we're up to 5 units. I was fortunate enough that I was already well established, had a great market, had clients on the go. It was an easy upsell. The next you know, 1, 3, 5, 7, we're on 20 odd units at the moment.
Wow, man.
And we offer, normal photo booths, gift booths, mirror booths. We've just bought out another company, which quite happy to announce, which is Vintage Photobooths.
Oh, cool.
Which now has enabled us to have an enclosed booth, like an old style vintage sit-in photo booths.
It's like the caravan photo booths.
No.
None of those.
No, this is like bring in, set up, little curtain, you walk into it, prints
gotcha.
photos on the outside. Traditional, old school.
Traditional photo booth.
Yeah.
It's
which
the
is
jam,
really,
man. Vintage.
Yeah, it's really going to go. And I'm going to sort of have an option full colour, but I'll try to encourage it to have black and white or sepia printouts. So it's got the whole feel around it. So it'd be a great little addition.
How do you find the photo booth business? Is it profitable? Is it good for people to get into? Is it worthwhile?
Don't get into it because we want to maintain as much market share as possible.
But audience, sorry. Get out.
Yeah. No, it's definitely, it's a great space. I think of what I find, and I do speak to quite a few booth operators that need a bit of help. We do quite a bit of assistance with people who are starting out who don't have any idea. So that people see it as a little side hustle. And I can definitely tell you when I'm at events, at weddings and stuff, people think, oh, this is just a sideline business. And I go, well, it's not. It's a full-time business.
It's a full-time business. I know you pump it, man. You definitely made a successful business out of it.
Yeah.
The amount of quality of work you get through on the weekends and stuff. You're crushing it. It's going good.
We'll do, anywhere from 1 to, probably 17 events in a day when we're peaking out.
Which is insane, man. How do you manage 17 events?
That's a lot of work during the week. People think it's a weekend job, but it's not. It's non-stop. Like the only real day I have off to myself is probably Mondays, and then it's all admin, planning, job sheets, scheduling. Like even now before we start, I'm just scheduling for the weekend for the multiple jobs that we've got on, which is great. And then, like last weekend I started, I think at 5:15 I was up, so I was on the road by about 6.
Yeah.
So I can do the setups because I've got the van and I've got the units. So if we got, like in this instance, we had 2 mirror booths out, so I had to go and set those up because my staff can't carry those. I need to be in the van, so I need to go through and I'll just coordinating with the wedding planners or the function managers or like the venues to get in there, set everything up, leave it. And then my staff they'll come in, turn on, activate it, run it, pack everything down, make it nice and neat. And I will either come and get it if there's a 24-hour venue like Crown. I love working at Crown. We'll go in there anytime, just go and pack down. Or
that's funny because a lot of people hate Crown, man.
I love it. Get me
you
in
got
there
Thomas Lee Photography in. Do you know TLE? Thomas Lee, yeah. He's in. What's up, man? What's up? Say hi, bud.
Thomas,
he runs a photo booth. What's up, dude? You're watching us, I guess.
Yeah. So.
Thomas has a photo booth, so I guess he's interested. Funny that you say you like Crown because most people hate Crown. I'm pretty sure Tom hates Crown. I have a love-hate relationship with Crown.
Yeah, nah.
Do you do their check-in process?
Yeah. I'll just allow for it. I think people... It is annoying, I get it, and it's a worthless process. And my staff, when they first start, they go, why did I do that? There's no point. There's literally no point. But if you don't have it, they won't let you in. Yeah. Like if you're not insured, they won't let you in. If you're not test and tag, they won't let you in. Like, I've got to get workers' compensation. I've got to get everything, all my checks in place. Otherwise, my staff can't work there. So, we're a legitimate business. We're not a backyarder. So if you're a one-man band who's trying to run some dodgy business out of your garage or your lounge room, it's not going to work. You're not going to be allowed in. So, which gives us access to, corporate clients, big weddings. It's great.
Yeah, you definitely need that with Crown. And not only Crown, but all those big kind of hotels, they always check in your workers' comp, your public liability insurance, checks on your electronic cables and stuff. Totally do that.
EC's the same. Like they're all the same, all the big hotels, like you were saying. Yeah. I don't mind. It's all part of the process. They're doing their job. They're protecting themselves, which is what you need to do these days, because you never know.
So how do you get to this quantity of work, man? Because Look, a lot of people that I speak to who run photography businesses, probably photo booth businesses as well, even videography businesses, a lot of them struggle to get quantity through the door and to actually succeed in, making profit, making money. So what would your advice be to people who might be looking at your business and going, how did you get to the point you're at? How did you start to run a photo booth business and succeed?
The grind, man. You got to keep grinding. It's non-stop, I think. But what it comes down to is we've got a good, solid team. I've got good people working with us, which is great. And we're lucky enough to have some great clients over the years. Majority of our business is referral. Like you won't, I don't advertise. You won't see on, Facebook or Instagram. I don't do any ads at all.
But I see you everywhere, man. I see you everywhere. You're at all the expos. Yeah. You're doing free.
Well, that's the only thing I do. So I think expos are worth doing. Being based in venues is great as well. That's a great referral source for us. And being exposed, being seen is great, but people see me at events and they'll see us at events. It's the little things that we do. Just have business cards on you.
Yep.
Companies I come across, there's no branding, no nothing. As pretty much when you're coming through an event, it's one of our events. We're there. It's not as if...
Your branding's spot on, man.
Yeah.
Spoilt, pink.
Yeah.
Very pink.
Yeah, I love the pink.
Stands out. Warm pink, right?
Yeah, I love
Warm
that.
pink,
I was fortunate I was dealing with... a graphics company, a branding company, which is really good. They gave me some really good structure, logo. Paul from Loaded, happy to plug him in here. So he's amazing. I can just speak to him on the phone and say, hey, I need some more icons, I need some more graphics. He goes, no worries, done.
Yeah, sweet.
And he's spot on every single time.
I might get you to link me in with him because I need a new branding kind of thing done up soon.
Yeah, he's just really well experienced. He's our age, he's mature.
Okay.
There's no fuss.
Gotcha.
He's done a lot of awesome work. So I think that's really good. I love my pink logo. I'm even wearing, pink today. Or
you need to have a good brand color, man.
Yeah.
You need a brand color that stands out a lot. I like your branding for photo booths. The thing is, you need to be very specific with how you kind of structure your brand and how that brand appeals to your target demographic, right? Especially in the photo booth, you're playful, you're fun, you enjoy. You don't want to be priced too high, right? Because then you're kind of taking out a lot of the market. You kind of want to be priced very strategically as well, I'm guessing.
Yeah, well, we're definitely in the middle. Definitely not on top, but we're definitely not cheap. We're not Facebook, $200 a night kind of drop off, no service, no backups, no nothing, we're definitely not there. So we're definitely middle to top. We do cater quite a bit. And if someone's got a shorter budget or smaller budget, happy to go, well, why don't we have a little bit less time, but we do a lot of events where we have multiple photo booths. We'll have 2 or 3 photo booths. We'll have a mirror, a normal photo booth and a 360. So all the big balls, like Optus is another venue.
Yep.
Some people don't like working there. I love it. I think it's fantastic.
I like Optus. They bring you in underground. You can't get a parking straight there. You go straight up.
I love it.
Why don't you like Optus? Who doesn't like Optus?
I don't know.
Who out there doesn't like Optus?
I hear that every so often because they don't like coming in, or they have to. Maybe they're not arranging proper parking. They're not planned out. Like we're at Optus.
Who's the event planner there? Is it
There's a couple.
The guy who does the DJing, starts with a P, prescription.
Yeah, Josh.
Josh.
Josh is awesome.
Yeah, I like Josh. I haven't seen him in a while though.
Yeah, Josh does great.
Josh, yeah.
So he's he actually does a lot of events at Optus. So
I think he's a recommended supplier there.
Yeah, and he's got multiple DJs working for him. He's got lights. He's got dance floor. I've actually been to his warehouse this one time.
Oh yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah,
he's got so much stuff.
Yeah.
He does fairy lights. So I did a function once. There was a big, I think about 900 people ball. And then he turns up at the end to pack down the fairy lights. I said, what are you doing here? He goes, bang. And this, you imagine the dance floor and above it, all these fairy lights coming down from the roof. It's fantastic. Look really good. Great.
Yeah, it's an entertainment company, right? I really like the idea of an entertainment company. It's pretty cool, right? You get all these things that you can kind of go set up, do scaffolding. God, it'll be a lot of work though, man. I kind of can imagine how much, even just the logistics on that end, imagine, we think we have hard insurance and stuff. Imagine, hanging even fairy lights above people.
Yeah, I know he got a forklift license, so he can drive a forklift legally as well, which is great. So it allows him to hang all that stuff up. But he does some great work. He does some stuff in the city as well that I've spoken to him. Like at what's that? The main square with the big...
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Perth,
yeah, he does that. He does some whole bunch of stuff at events.
Gotcha.
But like I said, he's got other DJs that work for him as well.
So tell me more about this grind that you've been on, man. Like how many hours you popping a weekend?
On the weekend? Yeah. Oh, it depends. We're sort of getting to the point where kind of start early in the morning, get home at 2:00 in the morning, and then start again on Saturday. And then pretty much similar on a Sunday, or doing pack downs on Sunday. Friday's the same. So Friday and Saturday's pretty busy, but we do heaps of corporate events as well. So like this week as well, Wednesday onwards.
Yeah.
Booked. Yeah, it's pretty good. Like, if it's 1 or 2 events a night, it still works. So during the day. But, there's always an event happening somewhere in Perth. There's no doubt about it.
So what's this, man? Is this like 60 hours a week, 80 hours a week, 100 hours a week?
Oh, don't count how many hours in a week.
24 hours a day.
Oh, look, I probably get about 5 hours of sleep a night, if that.
Crazy,
but,
man.
at the end of the day, Monday I'll wake up, like I'm a bit of a cyclist.
Okay, cool.
So I might go for a ride and go missing for 3 hours and not answer phone calls and, ride to Moochie, do 100 Ks.
You need that mental health break, don't you?
Yeah, and that's important. I think turning off every so often is important rather than just going, because you will experience burnout. I think we all go and hit that wall, so you know what your limit is, as I say.
Yeah.
But once you hit your limit, you go, okay, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
Schedule time in.
Yeah, I think that's super important as well, man. Just to schedule time in for burnout and stuff. I have had some episodes of burnout where you just want to give up, right? You're just like, fuck this. You get to a point where you're just like, it's too much work. I'm just grinding myself out. I'm getting tired. I'm getting exhausted. Why am I even bothering? And I've had a few times where I've hit that point. Like you said, you need to learn your limits, right? And you need to learn how to I guess read your body and go, I'm getting to that point and I'm almost there. It's time to take the day off. I go surf, you cycle, I surf. I'll go surf for 3 hours. Go forward driving down in Yanchep and just go off a beaten track.
Yeah, well, we do that sometimes as well. So we'll get with the boys. So here's another company like Chris from Luminate, for instance. They do dance floors and do amazing stage setups. I'm sure you worked with him before. So with him or Jesse Chance, he's a photographer as well.
Yeah.
We'll go and jump in, go up north or south, or some other mates of mine who aren't in industry. Just midweek, we're going Wednesday. We're going fishing. Let's go. Yeah, might not catch a fish, but we'll go fishing.
Yeah.
We'll go driving on forward drives and have lunch on the beach and sink some beers, and it's good fun. It's great.
Yeah, good, man. Yeah, it's what you need to do, I think, especially if you're a business owner, because it's part of running a business, right? Part of running a business is staying in check with your emotional capacity, right, and not hitting that point of burnout. Because when you get to the point when you're running a business and you're managing staff, you're the man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you need to be on the ball, because if you're not on the ball, no one else is on the ball.
Yeah. Well, look, once again, I think it comes down to your team and the people that work with you. And I say people work with me, not for me, because everyone's the same, no matter what we're doing. Everyone's as important as anybody else. And I've got my son and my daughter working for me as well, so they'll come in and run events. But they're great, and all my staff can pretty much just go, here's a photo booth, you know what to do the rest. And they'll just run the night, they do all my check-ins. Everything's important to me, and they know what's important to me, and they all execute on it. So even sometimes, like on a Saturday when we've got multiple events on, like around 5:30, 6, everyone's going, I'm in. Here's my check. Here's my photo. Here's my photo. So I know it's all set up.
How do you find staff like this? How do you get to that point? How do you find the right people?
I think I've only advertised a couple of times, but generally everyone who works with me is through someone who I know. I find that there you get loyalty, and people don't want to disappoint you. As I find in the wedding industry, people come in from externally, they might not be as committed to you as they would be unless you have a personal connection with them, which is really good. So pretty much, I think everyone pretty much is through someone who I know. Sometimes I'll do a reach out to people that in the industry. I go I don't know, I can't remember who I used last time, but I'll say, hey, do you know anyone who's looking for some part-time work? I've got something going on this weekend. I'm pretty busy. And that's almost like a bit of a test. And the good thing about a photo booth business is I've pretty much automated. I made the machine pretty foolproof. Well, once I've set it up, all they have to do is turn it on, and then it comes down to personality. So I could effectively get your mum to run a photo booth if she's fun. If she's too shy or wants to sit down and do nothing, she'll never have a job with me. But do you know what I mean? But anyone who comes in, got to have a bit of personality, get involved. And there's different levels of that as well. Like, I love to get involved and I'll get right into the event, which is fun. I like to make it fun. It's not just, I don't just stand around. And most of my staff are the same as well. But some of them will be more happy to be a bit reserved back. But then if we have 4 or 5 events, I'll go, okay, this is more of a tame event. or there's a 21st where kids are going to be going crazy, I'll plug someone else in who's more appropriate for that job as well.
Yeah, get those the uni balls or get me, man.
And uni balls are great. I mean, you obviously photograph quite a few of them. You got photobooths in there.
Yeah,
and we definitely do our fair share of uni balls, which is great. And that keeps us busy with those, and they're non-stop. I think the last one we did was I saw one of the Notre Dame balls, one of the groups in Notre Dame. And that was mental. We had 2 photo booths set up side by side at the convention centre, like non-stop. Yeah, people love it. And they're all, I'm going to use the word kids or younger generation, where
20 to 25 years old, 19.
Digital, they're all phones everywhere. But it's amazing how much value they see in their physical printed photo.
I agree, man. Those physical prints they're the thing. I think we're gonna see a reversal back to more vintage print space stuff. I think that's going to be the next thing moving forward, given that digital is just everywhere. Like, people are going to start valuing the physical copies again of things that are actually important. Yeah, because photography is in abundance now. Like, I'm guessing when you started 20 years ago, was it? 25 years ago.
Like, I was at the cusp of film leaving and digital coming in.
Wow, man. We got to talk about that transition. I'm just going to bring some audience in. What's up, Pete? We got a photographer and photo booth company owner, Peter. Peter's very successful. He runs a very successful company. If you guys have any questions, please drop them in. Peter will be happy to answer. This guy is very kind and willing to give out some knowledge. So please feel free to ask a question. We've got a view in here at the moment. I think it's Ellie. What's up, Ellie? Where are you from? What you doing? What time is it over there? Let us know, and we're going to dive in. So Peter, why don't I just ask you, man?
Just about the business. So so staff is a key thing as well. But like I said, the machines are pretty well structured. Like, they don't break down, and even if let's assume something happens, and maybe once or twice a year we'll get a machine that's, it's electronics. Things happen. We've always got to have backups, and generally there's a little bit of a backup in every single machine. But if something is a catastrophic failure, I've always got a spare unit by the door. So worst case scenario, I can get something in an Uber or get my wife to jump in the car and deliver it. Mm-hmm. So within 30 minutes, pretty much there's a solution on site without any trouble whatsoever.
So you got good staff who are the backbone of your business. So good staff make good business. You got your efficiencies in place, so anyone can technically be a staff if they have the right personality.
Yeah.
You have the streamline system where if something goes wrong, you can immediately resolve it. Is there anything else that are making up your success and what you do?
That's the crux of it. People just want to have fun on the night. I think
and
I put a lot of effort
the
into
client
our
experience.
props and backdrop choice. I think that's also important when people want to have some fun. Like, I've been to events that I'm shooting, and there'll be, say, another photo booth company in there, and I just glance at some of their props and I'll go, red dot might not be your best option.
What's the solution to the props?
Look,
Don't go to red dot.
People go, where do you get your props from? And I do get asked that quite a bit when I'm chatting to other photo booth companies. I go, everywhere. There's no one good place.
Yeah.
Because I'll sometimes
go shopping
past,
on the weekend and you just like, oh yeah, it looks fucking.
I'll go through Target. I'll go through Target or Big W or whatever, and I'll find some mask. I've got Spider-Man mask or Batman mask or whatever. I'll go, wicked, these are great, and I'll go buy 5 or 6 of those.
Yeah.
Like, I've got 2 massive 150 litre tubs at home full of props that I haven't used yet.
And you told me you don't discriminate on props.
No.
You just
whatever. Sometimes I get someone asking me going, oh, Pete, can we have these kind of props? I go, no, look, I've got like 20 boxes. I'll just grab a box and it's got a whole mix of everything from wigs to glasses to, I don't know. I don't do feather boas anymore because they just leave a friggin' mess everywhere. So I don't do those anymore.
Yeah.
So I've canned those. If you want to have them, the client can supply them and they can clean up afterwards because there's feathers everywhere. We just had a 1920s party on the weekend and I was cleaning up on the Sunday. I came to pick up the booth. It was in one of our mirror booths and there was still feathers on the floor from the night before. I went, nah, this is why I don't do those.
Man. Yeah.
But look, everything's pretty much on the table. People love Nerf guns, wigs. They just want to dress up.
Yeah.
Adults want to be kids. And once alcohol's involved, everything's funny. Mm-hmm. And as I say, there's no bad photos in a photo booth. Some of them are funnier than others. That's all.
Mm. I like that. The Nerf gun. That's a good one.
Yeah, there's no bullets inside. If you're trying to shoot someone, they're not going to fire.
You can find old Nerf guns on Marketplace, eh? You can just pick up a bunch of them.
Yeah. There's always kids selling or mum selling it because kids have hurt someone or they've outgrown it. So that's definitely where I've bought quite a few of mine. I normally get like a box of 6 or 10. Yeah, it all adds up. It's all good fun.
So you're always looking for props. You're always looking at ways to improve the business, always grinding, always hustling, getting more work to the door 24/7, man. Yeah. How many hours in a week is what this guy's doing?
Look, I'm fortunate enough that I love what I do and I do what I love.
Yeah,
like
good,
I've sort of found my space. And look, my background's IT, my background's software development and managing software and web development and online. That's what I've come out of. Well, that was 20 years ago. We had a I'd say successful company here in Perth. We're doing quite a lot of websites. That was once again early days of that space. And I've always needed people around me. I need to talk to people. If I don't talk to people, I'll go a bit funny. So my first degree was actually software development. And I didn't finish it. 3/4 through, I went, I can't do this. Yeah. But I had enough knowledge to know what happens during a development cycle, and then a business degree came in after that, which was in e-commerce. So I had a double major in information systems and e-commerce. So that was really good. So that gave me the foundations, and I got my first sort of software job that I was working in, and that was really good because we're doing like mobile software development. This is pre-iPhone. This is back in Palm Pilot days. So that was really good. So imagine not having a phone that's got a screen on it.
I can't.
No, you can't. No.
I fucking live with this every day, man.
Yeah, so
can't put it down.
A keyboard is what you...
It's my money source.
Yeah, I know. This keyboard is what you had back in the days.
The old,
And it was black and white.
Yeah. I remember. I had one of those slide phones, I think, was one of the main ones that I used to have back in the day. And we used to play Snake on it and shit. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck.
So imagine having
scroll Instagram.
Look it up. Palm Pilot, Palm 3. That's pretty much where we've come out of.
Palm Pilot, Palm 3.
Yeah, so
Pilot,
that was
Palm
back
3.
in the old days. So, but that was my background. But I've always been involved in software but the people side. So always like in support or product managing.
By the Palm Pilot BlackBerry?
Or BlackBerry is a different product. I never had anything to do with that. But the Palm Pilot.
Same, but yeah.
Same, but different. Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. That's
fucking
the one.
hell, guys, look at that shit.
Yeah, old school.
That is old school. I don't know if they can see it, but
I'm showing my age here, aren't I?
Yeah. So that's one thing I wanted to speak to you about is like, what have you seen in terms of the transition in the industry, not only photography but photo booth and business? What's this transition been like, man? From let's start with photography. So you were in a world of film photography. Film photography was around; it was a thing, and then digital photography came in and obviously changed everything.
Yeah. So I've come out of film was a passion, as in just hobby. Commercial came into digital. So when we're doing a lot of web development work back in the old days, we were like I was doing the photography that was part of my thing that I did. So I was the photographer. So if someone's getting a website, they needed content. Back, people would go, iPhone photos are good enough for web content these days. Back in those days, no, because you got very small photos.
Yes. So
I'd come in, I'll do proper photos. Should I be headshots? Engineering company coming in, you shoot the space, shoot what they do and all that sort of stuff. So I've always had it in me. And then when we actually sold the business, I had pretty close to a year off just to work out what I want to do next. And I've always had this photography thing. I went, I want to take on wedding photography. And I had friends, and because I'd shoot some sport, a bit of this, a bit of that.
Did you like weddings?
I love weddings.
Good. Yeah.
Love it.
I like them. I like weddings as well. It's just the energy, right?
Yeah. And
good.
then someone said, hey, Pete, can you shoot my wedding? You got a camera? I said, yeah, no worries. I'll give it a go and haven't looked back.
Yeah,
so,
awesome,
so I've shot, what have I done? 700-800 weddings somewhere in there over the
crazy,
years.
Man, eh?
It's a lot.
So digital is the first, what was your first camera that you were using?
20D, Canon 20D.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. Back in the old days with a shutter that opens and shuts.
Yeah, mate. I had the 5D Mark II was my first camera. I paid $800 for it or $1,000 for it, something like that. I shot a few things on that. I did a lot of travel photography with the 5D Mark II. Good camera, man. Really good camera. Regret selling it, to be honest, because it was a brick.
Yep.
I sold it for $300. I'm like, I just wish I had it as a table piece,
Well, I think I've got one of those at home that I don't use.
Yeah,
just sits there. I sold it back to you for $800.
Yeah. Double lose money on it.
Yeah. Well, you can have it sitting on your desk.
Yeah.
Nah, but like... So that was that, but I've always used, even back, I'm going to use the word early days, I'd always got myself into using 1Ds, which is the full-size camera.
Yeah.
So quite heavy, but the reason why I went to back in early days, most cameras were a single card and I couldn't take the risk of shooting on a single card.
So the 1D was 2?
Was two,
Yeah.
yes. I had a SD. So the first SD and a CF card, and you could have a backup, which obviously is important when you're shooting a wedding because
So
there's
important, man.
no risk taking
important.
at all.
Yeah, you got to
So-
have 2 cards in there.
So then I invested quite heavily once I was doing weddings. Like I knew I wanted to do weddings. I went bang, got 2 of those. It's a big investment in those days, big investment these days as well.
Man.
But
yeah.
it was pretty full on. So I had to use those, and then I've never looked back. I've always used 1Ds, but now I've moved into mirrorless. So
Tell me more about what the technology was like when you first started. So you used the 20D. What lens were you using?
24 to 70 and
24 to
70 to 200. They were my staples.
Yeah. Those are my staples, man. Every wedding, 24, 70, 200.
Like even
Gotta
other
have
photographers that I'll chat to go 24 to 7. You got to have that. That's your workhorse. And then I'd always have in my bag. I'd have a macro lens for ring shots and so forth. And the 100 mil is also the Canon macro lens, also a beautiful portrait lens.
100 mil is amazing.
Yeah,
I got a Sigma 135,
Yep.
1.8. It's freaking good, man. It's like it's sharp. It's a Sigma. It's not even Canon, and it's sharp. It's sturdy. The bokeh. It's like the depth.
love it.
Yeah, I was always a 24-50 kind of guy, 85 sometimes. I started to use the long lenses, and those long lenses are brilliant, man. You can like the macro shots on the rings you can get with the 100 mil, the 135, the portraits. You need to have them in your quiver. And I agree with you. I think you have your workhorse, but then you also need to have your you have your special lenses, right?
Yeah.
Your specialty lenses. They
Correct.
give you those shots, those magical shots.
Yeah, it's funny because I did, I'm sure you've done this as well, but I've been to a couple of courses. So in photography, people go to uni and study photography, but they walk away and then they know a lot of back end stuff, but they don't have any experience. And in a wedding, experience is what matters. It's what you're paying for. Is for someone to be able to control your day and be a figure that knows what's going on rather than not, So generally when people start out with wedding photography, they go, the day's so busy, they're rushed. And I'm sure you're the same. Like I walk in, yeah, let's go. Let's start the process because we've done it so many times, it's second nature. But coming back to sort of technical sort of stuff of
let's stay on the
lenses.
technical. We'll get into the experience and the planning and all that soon.
But like, I went and did a few courses. Like I saw Sue Bryce, amazing portrait photographer, Yervant, amazing wedding photographer, Jerry Gionis as well. He's an internationally acclaimed photographer as well. So every so often they'll come, the big figureheads used to come to Perth. So you spend a few grand to go and hang out with them for a week, but you learn quite a lot. So that got me into using primes, as in 50 mil and an 85 mil, 1.2s. Love them. Still got them. Still use them.
You need to have them pipe your quiver.
Yeah.
The zooms are good. They're versatile. They allow you to have that creative freedom in all, but they have their limitations.
Yeah.
And I think when you work with like high-end photographers, obviously like the guys running these courses, you just see it, like that capabilities of the 1.2 and just the sharpness of the macro lenses, and you have the fixed focal.
Yeah.
It's a different level again, right?
Yeah, definitely stepped up. Like when I did the Sue Bryce course in particular, I think like pretty much right then and there, because it was sponsored, I think Cameratronics were sponsoring it. I went and bought an 85 mil before the session was over on the second day. Like literally I went, I need one of these, let's go. And still use it. Like I'll go shoot a wedding, I'll whack the 85 on but you got to zoom with your legs, right?
You do.
So you got to move in and out. You got to be in the right space to be able to do the work.
That's it. I use the 24 to 50 for the majority of the day, and then on the ceremony, I've been using one lens, one body, and that's the 24 to 105. So just a ceremony, I have that zoom range, so I can shoot from anywhere. And now with your 50 megapixel crops, so your 50 megapixel sensors, 1.6 crop, 200 millimeter. You don't need to have the 200 on. You can just zoom it in digitally in camera.
And I think that's your generation. I think my generation would still go, I need my 2 cameras with my 200 mil. Because although I'm shooting with however many megapixels my cameras have got, 20 or 30, whatever it is, my head still thinks I need a 200 mil to get close rather than post-production get in there and zoom in.
Well, you can get closer with the 200. You can always get closer.
But I'm also thinking of my workflow. Like I'm also thinking of why, if I've shot a wedding and I've got 1,000 photos to work with, I don't want to sit there and clean up or pull in or expand out on every single photo.
So I do a crop in camera, 1.6 crop in camera. I'll show you how to do that on the R5, R5 too. Yeah. So all my cropping's done in camera. So I just go dung dung dung, and it's boom, and it zooms in. So it goes from 105 to 170.
See, rather than doing donk, 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 I just pick up the other camera and go shot, shot, shot.
But then you have two cameras on you.
Oh, no, but I love
gone.
that.
Yeah,
I'm balanced left and right. I'm not left heavy.
Mate, I'm like bending over after my shoots. I feel like an old fucking man. I'm like,
nah.
Oh, I got a bit of pain now at the moment from the wedding on the weekend.
Yeah, I think my left shoulder's a bit
it's good.
worn out. I think I've got to go see a physio.
Yeah, so the reason I just brought it, that one there, see that long lens on there, the 24-105, and I have another R5 Mark II now. I put that camera on there. 55 megapixel body, 24-105, 2.8, crop 1.6 on there. That beast of a lens, you can shoot anything from anywhere, hold it like a gun, and you can just run around. No camera strap on now. I'm just running around like a military dude. Yeah.
Playing Fortnite.
Playing Fortnite. Yeah. You watched my FPS video. People are commenting, it looks like he's playing Warzone.
Yeah, exactly. I saw that photo on the weekend with you with your hat on.
Yeah. The little GoPro, the action flash. How you get the good footage, man?
Yeah.
You need to look like a dickhead.
Well, it works.
It works, man. It gets the attention. Yeah, it works. It's a weird world with social media. We'll get into that in a bit, but let's keep going on. So, cameras, 20D, the 1DX, 2 cameras, 2 cards, the old lenses. Was flash photography big back then?
Yeah, always use flash. Probably the biggest thing is when I started using off-camera flash. That's when things stepped up a bit pretty quickly, and I still show those photos off now.
Yeah.
People go, oh, wow. And most people, a lot of people won't take their flash off their camera. It's not that hard. It's a lot easier these days. Just plug and play, and even your normal flashes that sit on top of your camera, they're all wireless these days as well. So brilliant.
It's good, man. So I have a MagMod system. See that adapter? It can take it off, put it on, and then you can put 2 speed lights in there. So I have the AD200 Pros.
We use same but different. I use a different system, but going off camera is.
What system are you using?
What's that?
What system are you using for flash?
Godox, but I use the smaller ones, the battery operated ones. I think the 600s. I can't remember what the model number of them are. But you've got 2 of those with a little wireless trigger, 2.4 gigahertz. Just works.
Yeah, I really like Godox. Godox is fantastic. I think the only problem with them, I find the triggers do break on me from time to time.
I've got
the X-Pro
3
triggers.
of them. I've got one in the van, in the car, and 2 in the back, 4.
Do they break on you as well?
No, but I think sometimes the thing on top of the Canon, the flash trigger thing goes a little bit funny or locks in or so forth.
I get a few misfires from time to time as well.
Yeah, but you expect that from a wireless. That's why even all of our photo booths, they're all wired.
You got me onto
wireless.
the wired for the photo booths, and it's worked so much more better, man. Yeah, they're phenomenal.
Just hit and miss otherwise. You feel like it's convenient. It should be better, but it's not. It's interference. You just don't know. It's inside a box. Someone else could be there. I don't know. Whatever Wi-Fi does.
The off-camera flash is a big kind of thing for me with the wedding photography. I really like it. I think people are scared to experiment with it because of the time it takes to set them up, and the amount of equipment.
Once you know, we know.
Once you know, that's it. But people don't want to learn it. They might not see that as worthwhile. I personally feel like candid moments are really important as a wedding photographer, being a documentary fly on the wall, but you also want some of those shots that you can like chuck up on a wall, right? That have that lighting.
That's the beauty of it, especially on the dance floor. How good is it on the dance floor to put a flash one corner and then the other? Sometimes I would put a blue gel and the red gel, bang.
Yeah, that's cool.
Looks wicked.
Yeah, that's cool fact.
So it just gives it like nightclubby fun feeling to it as well, or just keep them white. If the roof's white, bounce it off the roof, off the ceiling, and off you go. You do a really good job of all your instructional videos that you upload as well, explaining all your lighting techniques. Which is great. I don't watch them all the way because I kind of go, I know that, but it's a great educational concept.
Yeah. No, it gets a lot of attention for a lot of the guys that are jumping in. People really find value from all that educational content. Off-camera flash is great, man. I think you need to do it. The color thing is really cool because I don't use off-camera flash anymore. Given I have the small rig RC60Bs, which are the continuous lights.
Okay.
I'll show you those. They're like LEDs. Mm-hmm. I chuck them up into the corner. I use them exactly the same as I would an on-camera flash. Yeah. But I just use high ISO, low f-stop.
Oh, yeah.
Low f-stop.
Yeah, I'll still shoot. Yeah, probably low ISO. I'm just probably used to it.
You probably, yeah. I mean, look, I use both. I use flash and I use continuous. I opt for continuous because I do both photo and video. So I can do one setup and I can shoot on photography and video, and we can both be working at the same time.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Results are phenomenal. They're really good. You get more like lens flare, more glow, a bit more of a, like the flash photography is always going to be cleaner and crisper, but the LED photography is going to be more ambient driven and more like more kind of atmospheric, I guess is the word. You get that cinematic kind of feel, which I'm leaning more into because I'm a video fanatic. So I kind of want my photography to have that look as well.
Yeah, and I think that's what you get used to, and that's also what you showcase in your work and you showcase to your brides or your events that you cover. They know what they're going to be getting.
You need to have a very clear message.
Yeah, as with mine, it's like, I'm going to be doing this, and then I might grab a bride and groom at, pre-dinner or post-dinner during sunset or during nighttime. I go, look, I want to do this fun stuff with you. If you've got 10 minutes, but by the time I've spoken to them, I've already gone and set my flashes up. I've done my test with a groomsman or a bridesmaid. So look, just want you to stand here. I'm going to be doing some stuff, cool stuff. Then I go ask them, but I'm asking them by telling them what I'm going to do with them.
Yeah.
And they're not going to say no to me because they want the best photos on the
results.
day. So they'll go, oh, wicked. I go, look, it'll take 5 minutes. I'm already set up. They go, okay, cool. They come out. Sorry. I do a couple little tests and I show it to them. They go, okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
And then they see it and then, they get the whole wow factor, which they absolutely love.
That's the reaction you want, man.
Yeah.
I think that's the beauty of flash photography and manipulating the light is you do get that reaction. People are like, holy shit, that looks awesome. And I'm like, yeah, it looks good, doesn't it? Yeah. And they're like, yeah, wow. Yeah.
But even like, I've done some awesome shots in the rain. I mean, I'm talking I was drenched knees down where it's raining and I've got a groomsman behind them and you just light up the rain around them while they're underneath an umbrella. I mean, how good's that shot?
I love those shots, yeah.
But you can't do that unless you've got the trust of the bride and the groom and a groomsman who go, I'll do whatever it takes for my mate to come and help you to hold the light for you, And then I'm standing there all squatting down and someone above me holding an umbrella to make sure I don't get wet and getting all that whole shot.
Those shots are special, man. I really like those backlit. They're hard to get in Perth because you don't get so much rain. We're getting more rain recently, actually, so it's probably getting easier. But yeah, those shots where you just have a little sprinkle, you have the flash behind, you just backlight it. The one that I really like is when you point it up to an umbrella and you reflect it off the umbrella and it comes back down. It's a really soft light onto them. Yeah, of course. That's the one I've been doing. So you like bang and then down and then you get that really nice scene where everything's lit up. The flash or spectacles and then they're perfectly lit from the bounce. Just special type of images, man, and it's good to play around with it. I think I definitely encourage my brides. I do the same thing during the dusk hours of the evening of the reception. You can play around with the light a lot more. You can manipulate it because it's not as bright. A lot of people think that flash photography is reserved for bright parts of the day. I actually use it more when it's dark, right? Or just on the verge when sunset. That
depends what you're shooting.
Period.
Like
it does, yeah.
I love shooting into the sun, especially around sunset. The only way to do that is to get so they don't turn up like a shadow is to throw light at them. And if you're competing with the sun, you need a lot of power.
You need a 600 watt, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. 400,
I think, does it?
Yeah, unless you're really close to them. But then, it's not.
Then you can't have a softbox and you have to have harsh direct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky, man. So it's a puzzle, isn't it?
And the thing about a wedding, you could go in with one mindset and it'll be completely different. That'll happen on the day because all the conditions change. You might have a blowout. The weather changes. Something else changes. There's wind. I've been at weddings, which I'm sure you have, where it's just too windy. You go, what do we do? You've got to find something else.
Yeah, man.
So the good thing about weddings, which also makes it difficult and good and positive at the same time, is conditions will change. And if you've got a photographer who's willing, able and experienced enough, no matter what the conditions are, you got the gear and you got the know-how and you execute on it no matter what. It might not be something that you've thought about initially because you never thought the fact it's going to rain all of a sudden, it's going to be really windy. But if, someone is capable, will actually use that to their advantage and create an amazing photo. And both you be going, oh my God, this is just amazing. And the bride will go, shit weather, but look at the photo. It's just amazing. It's beautiful, So you want to be able to hit that. Or if you're down the beach, all of a sudden, you're driving down the coast, and I've done this myself. I've obviously got numbers to the bride and groom that are in the limo. And I say to them, look, I might stop you on the way to the reception if I find something really cool. And I go, wicked, stop, just bride and groom, get out. We'll do quickly the beach shot, or I might find a doorway that looks wicked because you're traveling from the city to Joondalup or from the city, from a hotel to another. And I go, oh, I love that red door. Let's go. She's got red shoes on. Bang, she'll love it. And I go, just do quickly the pit stop, 5 minutes. bang, bang. But because, you got the experience to do it, you can just basically pull over quickly, snap, snap, done, let's go. And that's another location that adds another amazing spread in the wedding album if they get a wedding album printed. If not, they might want to blow it up or put it somewhere.
Yeah, that's great, man. If you have that expertise and that specialization that you're able to actually understand how long something's going to take and you're able to do it in an efficient way, then that's what you need to do as a wedding provider, in my opinion. I got that expertise from doing the wedding editorials, which were the controlled environment. So I was able to practice the off-camera flash.
Love it.
And then when I did the actual weddings, I did that at the editorial. It took me 3.5 minutes. I have someone else here. We'll be able to do it in 1.5 minutes. Let's just set it up and do it. And we get these incredible shots just so quickly because we've practiced and we know how to do it. And then we have the expertise around it and we're able to set it up, get the shot, and then provide it to the client in a very efficient way. I think... we started off this conversation about how long it takes to do flash and how people are apprehensive. I would say you just need to start and you just need to learn, right? You just need to learn how it works.
Experiment on your family and friends. That's all you can do. And once you've actually done it and you've experimented and you know what it takes and what it's going to give you, bang, you're going to have a great product. But also, how do you feel about...
Let's just bring in the oldest question, man. We have Ellie Bar. Thanks so much for asking the question, Ellie. Really appreciate that. So Ellie's asking, what would your ideal destination wedding to shoot in Australia? I'm based up in the Pilbara. Have you shot any weddings up north? You know what? Everlast boys just did a wedding in Broome, was it? Yeah. Where were they? Was it Broome?
I don't know. Who's Everlast?
You don't know? Hayden and Sam? They're great, man. Okay. Video photo. You need to meet them. I'll introduce you to them.
I've shot Broome. I've shot in Kununurra.
Yeah.
Amazing. Personally, I've just been to Karajini, which is on another level.
For a wedding, did you?
Oh, no, Karajini was fun. That was just family holiday. But Broome's amazing. With Broome, what I also do if I do shoot a wedding in Broome, not only that, we can bring up a photo booth, but we'll do 2 sunsets with them.
Yeah, right.
So we'll do sunset on the wedding day, whatever it is, and then next day, because I generally will stay an extra day.
Yeah.
I say, look, don't worry about your hair, don't worry about your makeup. Just put your dress and your suit on again, and we'll go to another beach and do another sunset somewhere. And that's really cool. You can really control it.
Control the environment.
Look, every environment's amazing. I've shot weddings in Margaret River, up at Broome, like I said, in Kununurra as well, which is awesome. We've got some really good shots there. And it's a great experience, but it's all new. But I think with anything, when we go out and shoot, you sort of look at the environment and go, this will be an amazing shot. Generally, the bride and groom just want to see themselves. They don't see what you see.
No.
Like, I'm sure you walk into a scene and go, okay, I can work this, I can walk away from this, face this way, not that way. And all of a sudden you get an amazing shot. So I think no matter where you are, I think the key thing about it is to look at the environment and go, this would be an awesome landscape shot. Let's put a bride and groom in there and light them up. Or how can we complement the bride and groom with whatever's behind them or in front of them with the foreground? So I can't give anyone any specific advice as far as go to this spot or go to that spot, because every spot's going to be different for starters, and different time of the year is going to be different again. I'm sure, and I know a few landscape photographers, they do work that I would never even consider doing.
Yeah.
And you look at the photo and go, how did you even get to that point?
Yeah.
But as I say, give me a bride and groom and I'll make amazing photos.
That's it. You need to be adaptable, Ellie, to pretty much any environment, right? Correct. And every environment generally has some capabilities to produce really breathtaking and eye-catching work. Yes, you need to put yourself in the right positions and you need to be there at the right time. I think that's the main thing, is the right time or day, more so than even location. Like you can produce really incredible results at sunset in a mediocre location if you just find some like trees with the leaves hitting it. We've produced some amazing works just at local parks.
Love it.
If you have the right lighting and you know how to use artificial lighting and combine the two to really enhance the scene, you can do really incredible stuff with not much scenery at all. But to answer your question more specifically, Ellie, I would love to do a wedding in Broome. So if there's any brides out there having a wedding in Broome, hit me up. Let's just set it up. Yeah. Margaret River is next level. Down that way, some of the most spectacular coastline I've ever seen in my life, and if you can incorporate that into the shots, I've never had the opportunity to bring flash photography down there, but I would love to. It's just been too difficult to get the assistant down, I think.
Margaret River's amazing, beautiful.
Oh, it's incredible.
Every time, as I say, a bad day in the country is better than a good day in the city.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because you get to see so much new stuff and different stuff all the time.
I just like how the trees are higher, so then your sun hits them and gets diffused earlier on, so you get those lens flares around. In Perth we usually have sunsets around 6 to 7 o'clock. In the city you need to be shooting around 6:30, let's say, to get that really nice effect. But Margaret River you can start earlier because the trees are protecting it a little bit more, I find, and you can put the sun behind them and then you can get like a lens flare on the top.
Yeah, love it.
It's breaking it up with the leaves. Here in Perth you're just going to get a big blue sky because there's no trees breaking it up. So that's what I find with the Margaret River setting and the large kind of trees. Great question, Ellie, really appreciate that. So when was your when did you change over to mirrorless? How was that transition?
It was rough.
Why?
Well, it was just like everything, like all of a sudden, the camera became here, like small, like it became little rather than big 1Ds. That's the key thing. People say it's an advantage, but don't forget, I've got what did I do that about 3 years ago? Let's say I got 15 years worth of my hands being grabbing a full frame, full size camera that's heavier than normal. And all of a sudden I get this little thing, because
Can break it.
I just felt really like, why am I playing with this? But I do enjoy it. I do enjoy mirrorless and I use those all the time.
Yeah.
So I've kind of transitioned over to that. But my next purchase will be the 1Rs, just so I can get my form factor back in my hand.
The 1DR?
No, 1R, which is the full size camera of yours that you have.
Oh, the model up,
which is a sports model.
EOS R.
So if you've got the 5, then there's the 1R.
Yeah, that's it. They have the 3 and the 1. The one's nice, man.
Yeah, it is.
I held it. It's $10,000. It's expensive.
Yeah, no, I get that, but part of the job.
You love it.
Yeah.
I love it. If I could afford one, I'd get one.
Yeah.
to be
Yeah. So but once I sort of hit that, I don't know. We'll see how I go. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
Or maybe this year. I'll see how I go, but probably more likely next year. I've got some other investments I've got to do this year.
It's tricky, man. So I just did the NAS investment. Bloody DigiDirect, man. Took 2 months for them to send it to me, and they didn't even send it to me. I just asked them for a refund. I said, "When's your ETA?" I don't know. Can I get a refund?
Yeah.
So.
But you've got one. I can see it on your desk right now.
Yeah, that's a DAS. So I'm going to a NAS. Long story short.
There's a NAS?
Yeah. Pretty much I have 40 terabytes of hard drives in there, but I want to set it up so it's a RAID system, and you have to have all the hard drives in at once to format it.
Big spend.
Yeah, big spend. So yeah, that's on its way and will be here soon, hopefully. So I agree, man. The mirrorless transition. Look, I started professional photography in mirrorless. So mirrorless was when I started doing professional work. I did some professional work with my 5D, mainly for another company. I believe I did some with Bliss Studio, which does the graduations. I'm sure you know Bliss, Craig and
his wife.
His wife, yeah. Really good guys. Did some stuff with them back 10 years ago, something like that. Yeah, when I was just starting out. Photo Hendrix, they had their own cameras, the 60Ds. So I use a lot of DSLRs, but when I went professional, I used mirrorless. And that jump for me, it was challenging because the technology was so much more advanced. But once I got my head around it, it was just like, I just find mirrorless so easy, like you see the fucking photo.
Yeah, but one thing that I had to adjust myself to is through a normal DSLR, you're seeing what you're shooting. With a mirrorless, you're seeing an electronic version of what the lens is seeing.
It's not 100% accurate.
No, so there's that difference, which is frustrating for me because I'm looking at a screen with my eye rather than looking through the lens with my eye.
Mm-hmm.
Or I saw one biggest thing that I saw when that whole mirrorless thing was coming in is I'll see people using their camera like an iPhone in front of them.
I do that.
As I'm still hand to camera to eye.
That's the better way. The reason I go iPhone way is for my FPS.
Yeah.
As bad as that sounds, but I have the camera, and you want to kind of film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I use it that way. If you put it up to your eye, you don't see the screen. So that's why I started.
I see better through this than I do the back of the screen.
Too. It's better. Yeah.
So, and I can see everything that I need. Sometimes I don't see everything until I see it in my eye.
There are advantages to using the back screen though, especially if you have a flip out, and that you can get your low angles, and you don't need to crouch down really low, lie on the ground. Like I can
Yeah.
just hold my camera low.
Well, I've been known to lie down on the ground quite a bit.
Oh mate,
So,
you're doing
so I don't-
aerobatics on the wedding.
Oh, yeah, I don't have a problem with getting
Come
dirty
up
on
with
the
a
front.
black back.
Yeah. Probably the worst experience I had lying on the ground was this one time was actually at Ob City, the roundabout, and I was literally lying on the edge of it at the bride and groom is the clock tower still there? In the roundabout. So they were on there and I was shooting them and a bus came through and I felt the tyre in front of my face. I think the guy didn't either see me or he's trying to teach me a lesson.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah, it was pretty it was close. It was really close. I went, that's a little close. I should have probably moved away because I was literally on the curb, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I would have thought maybe they saw me, maybe they didn't. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was in the moment. You know, when you're shooting, you just
you're zoned in.
that.
You're zoned in, yeah.
So shooting that was probably the most dangerous time I've ever been as a photographer.
Yeah, man, that's some fucked up shit.
Yeah, that was full on. Outside of that, it's been it's always good fun. It's always great.
I don't like to lie on the ground too much, to be honest. So it's more my knees and it's more my back.
Yeah.
I would do it. You get
just
dirty,
tough it out, mate.
You tough it out.
Yeah.
Do some yoga on the weekend or something.
Yeah, just maybe just take a small bag of cement with you. You'll be right. Over a teaspoon and you'll be good.
Yeah.
Move on. At the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do for the day. You know, once again, you can't predict what's going to happen when you see a shot. You just got to do it.
You got to do it. Yeah, you have to try. You have to be prepared to do anything as a photographer. I agree.
If you're going to be a princess on the day, you might want to stick to maybe some other photography where you don't have to do that. You know,
corporate photography. Yeah, go do some headshots.
Yeah, no, I'll do enough for that as well. You know, I've done so many headshots. It's not funny, and they're pretty much once you're set up, you're ready to go. Just funnel them through. You know, which is great. And I think people appreciate that. People can't get awesome photos with an iPhone, although you still see a lot of it, but all the lighting's all whacked. And
you're never going to get it. I can't even take a good headshot without lighting. So you need to have, to take a good photo, in my opinion, like a good headshot, you need to have a good quality 85 or a good quality 50, a good camera body, a backdrop, and a strobe, and so it's quite an expensive setup to just get a headshot. And a lot of corporate clients don't understand that, and they think that they can get you at an event with an on-camera flash and get a same quality headshot as a studio headshot. And I'm like, I just say no to them now. I'm like, I'm not doing your headshot because you're gonna judge my work based on this headshot I'm gonna take at the Pan Pacific with the most orange lighting ever, and I'm balancing it with a CTO gel on camera flash bouncing off a magenta quality roof.
Yeah. But how many times? But what you're saying there, taking that on board, I don't think the client's got the right to tell you how to do your job. You don't go to see a doctor and say, this is how you want you to treat me. You go see him because you want advice.
Yeah.
So if you're coming in as, I'm just going to throw a figure, you're going to say, okay, it's $500 to get a bunch of headshots to get done, funnel through 5 people, whatever you need to get done. But I need 45 minutes to set up first to get all my environment right.
Yes.
Because you're dealing with downlights, window lights, whatever lights coming through, yellow, orange, whatever's in the room. You need to be able to deal with all that. And you might not see everything or see the environment until you get into the position when you sort of turn up on site. So I always come in, I've got my wheelie bag with all my flashes, because I've got my flashes, I've got my soft boxes, got my tripods, all that sort of stuff. I'll do all my stuff. I'll get a person to come in, stand there, test, happy with that, show it to the client, let's go. Now we're ready to go. But it'll take me half an hour, 45 minutes. Let's call it half an hour, 45 minutes from the time of walking in, and then you're ready to go. But if a client says, no, this is how I want you to do your job, I'll go, maybe you're not the client for me.
Yeah. Saying no to clients is really important, I think. I have matured a lot as a business owner in that way where I've started to say no to clients, That's not how we work. That's not what we do. That's not who I work with. It's the biggest one. And that has propelled my business so much further, turning away work.
Because you have a standard.
You have a standard.
That's what it comes down to.
My philosophy on that is it's never bad losing a client. Nothing bad ever happens from losing a client. Only good stuff happens.
Correct.
And you need to be stern on who you work with. You need to like for my wedding clients especially, I make it very clear who I work with. I kind of outline in my email, and if they don't meet that criteria, I will say to them that they're not the client for me. It's not the other way around. It's I fall into these, and that's because that I'm flooded enough, man. I can't barely keep up
You've done really well. Well done.
Thank you. But it's because I took the risks of doing things like this is who I work with, and you define your clientele right, and then you choose them. And then choosing them, they're going to choose you back. And then you kind of get into that circle, right?
Correct.
That's what a lot of the really successful wedding photographers have done on a more personal level. Tyler Brown and James Simmons both done the same thing. They just like created circles of people around them who they worked for. They picked these people based on their personalities and ended up shooting all of their weddings and all of their friends' weddings and friends of friends. And they just build these networks like that. I'm trying to do a similar thing, but maybe through more of the social channels, and I guess it's a more modern approach to it.
True.
Hooting my own horn, but I think that's what it takes nowadays. For me to break into the industry, people always used to say, "Oh, photography is easy to get into." I have not had that experience. I found it extremely difficult to break into.
I think it's easy to get into because it's low price point. You can buy yourself. You can spend $3,000 on a camera and a flash and a lens, for argument's sake.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there.
Yeah.
There's people out there that I've seen. They'll go. Yeah, I wouldn't turn up to a wedding like that, but they do. That's their first, 3 to 6 months when they first start out.
Yeah.
Taking a lot of risk at a very important day for someone who can't redo it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they sort of hit some, let's call them milestones along the way, and they sort of learn the hard way.
Hard ways.
Rather than being prepared for it. But
I found photography hard to get into because of how many people were doing that. There's a flood of people, man. There's like, especially after COVID, when everyone decided to leave their jobs to get a camera and try and pursue their own photography business. There are so many people trying to get into photography.
Look, someone who's, I'm going to use the word veteran, been in the industry for 20 years.
You are a veteran. You've been in the industry a long time, man.
There's always been a lot of photographers.
Okay.
I think because a lot of people have a passion. And I think what also happens is people, as in general public, go, "Oh, you got a camera, you know how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
You can shoot my wedding, or you can shoot my event." What they don't realize is they might have what they classify as a good camera. I'm sure your flash costs more than their good camera is, right? Which I'm sure it does. But to a general person who's got a normal iPhone, or they've used a point and shoot Coolpix camera, anything bigger than that looks professional and good. And because you've got it, this automatic assumption of you know how to do it. What they don't realize is running a wedding day as a wedding photographer is not just about equipment, because I can guarantee you can give me a crappy, shitty camera and I'm still going to do an awesome job because I know what I'm doing and I'm capturing the things that need to be captured.
Yes.
I won't have the flex and the systems and everything else to do a proper job, but I'll still do an awesome job.
You still do a better job than the photographer with no experience with an expensive camera.
100%.
Yeah, I agree. So tell me more about that experience that clients get from a professional wedding photographer, specifically wedding, because I think, like you said, running a wedding day requires much more than just, it does require that technical mastery, right? Where you understand what you're going to do at what time to produce the results that you want as your unique images. So for you, it was understanding off-camera flash and using off-camera flash in a very efficient way, understanding your technical capabilities of your 1D X, so you know the limitations, the lenses that you need, the 24-70, the 85. But on top of that, I think, which is what every wedding supplier says, is that you don't just need that, you need the experience, the client experience and your own experience as a professional to streamline the day, to timeline the day, and to manage it, right? So tell me what that looks like from your perspective. We have a few viewers in here at the moment as well, so please ask questions, guys. Let us know where you're from, what time it is over there. Thank you all for watching JD Photo Podcast. Peter, industry veteran, please utilize this guy.
So I think where I start with my couples, in particular with weddings, is I start the plan. I do a schedule with them. And I'll talk about plan A, plan B, and plan C on the day. So when I have my final meeting with a couple that I'll be shooting, is I pretty much get everything down packed. And one of the key things I say to them on the day, it's a lot easier gaining time than it is chasing time. I think time is your biggest obstacle on the day. Nothing else is. Because you can't change what time the ceremony starts, and you can't change what time reception food goes down, because the chef's gone down and it's got 100 meals ready. Like, my wife's a chef. I understand the concept of food. I've been in hospitality all my younger lives. My sister runs restaurants and venues, so I understand that concept. So I don't want to delay that. So to me, that's paramount. I'm happy to come into a venue, get the bride and groom seated so the chefs can put out entrees and get the bride and groom out to do a photo. But I start with my process with them, not only when they book me, but I actually sit down and spend a good hour and a half talking about the day and the schedule. Once the schedule's done, they know what's going to happen. I say, look, potentially, and I'll even check sunset on the day, the weather, the temperature, everything. So I know this is potentially might happen. Sun's going to be over here, so I might need to do this. And if it rains, we're going to do that. And if that fails, we'll just do everything indoors, and I'll put up my flashes, and then we'll do family formals, say here, or our photo session will be in this building. Like, I've had to swap things around. Now, I think experience over the years gives someone like yourself or someone who's done quite a few weddings. When I say quite a few, I'm talking 60, 70, breaching 100. You would have pretty much experienced most wedding venues, and you would have seen the options, or you know what's around you in that particular vicinity or the area, or you know what you're looking for. So if you're in a new city or a new town or new whatever, you can go, hey, I want to be an enclosed what's around. Someone locally will be able to go, hey, go to this building or go to that building. That'll be enclosed. That'll give you shelter if that's what you need. That's worst case scenario. But just doing that initial plan with couples is, I think, paramount to your success on the day, to make sure you're coordinated.
Completely agree.
And you know what you're doing, and you go in there with confidence, and you go in there, this is what I need to do. So even down to process of, I don't know how you run it, but when I do my formals with my groomsmen, I'll do all my formals with them at getting ready part. So when they're ready, I'll do my individual single shots then. And then I'll say, when we get to the photo session, it's party time. But couples know I'm going to be doing formal shots there as well, but a different style or different, like it's going to be all about the entertainment rather than stand there, look at me, do all that stuff. I know they want those shots. I know they want to see themselves in their best before they've been kissed or blemished, so to speak, before they've got wine on their shirts and all that sort of stuff. So I do all my formals in the room or wherever they're getting ready, and I allow for that as well. So that's probably number one. But that also gives me the flexibility later on that if something blows out, I've done my formals, I've done my important stuff. If I do heaps or only a few photos with the bridal party, it won't affect me as much if I had to do it. But I allow, depending on the bridal party, I might allow an hour for the groom, or I might allow an hour and a half, depending on what that is, and then I roll over to the girls. So when we're doing the bride and groom side of photography, like I'll allow at least 2 hours when I'm in there. So I can get everything done in an hour, but I don't want to rush the bride. And if she's having a blowout because of the makeup or the hair, which has happened where the girl goes, no, I hate my hair, redo it, you're stuck. Like you go, okay, now it's going to be a rush.
Right before the ceremony. It's the most important part.
Exactly. You can't change that. You've got 100 people or 80 or however many waiting for you and a celebrant. So, and a celebrant, you know, some of them do 2 weddings in a day. They've got, you know, like a 12 or 1 ceremony, then another one at 3 or 4. You can't change that. They're going to leave.
That's right. Yeah, man, that's well said. Yeah, I like that. You can't get back time, right? You have to. Gain. Yeah, no, you can't gain time. Yes, I work to a similar way. I think one way I get around it is how much time I allow for the setup. So I allow 30 to 45 minutes for my photography setup at the ceremony. So that's for photo and video. Reason being is sometimes it can take that long, but the other reason is we have breathing room now as well. Correct. So let's say the hair and makeup does run over because usually you are doing the bride just before you're coming to the ceremony. Correct. You now, let's say you run 30 minutes, so you still have 10 minutes, or you still have, 20 minutes if you have 10 minutes still, whatever it might be. So then I know that I can do my setup in 10 minutes. It might not be optimal, but I can still get something done so the ceremony runs on time. So all the other vendors and the guests, and that's the main part of the day, you can't be running over. No. So that's my way around that as well, is let's allow time.
And that's being a professional.
You have to be a professional.
Because you've done this before. Yes. And you know where everything is. You got your bag sorted.
Yes.
You got your stuff sorted, and you know what you need to do. Worst case scenario, go, hey, groomsman, grab this, put that over there, put that here. You just come in and tweak, and you're done.
Yes.
That's the beauty of it. But you know what you're doing. That's experience. That's what counts, and that's what you're paying for.
That's what you're paying for. And you're paying for, because I've done weddings where hair and makeup has run over and we've been delayed and we've left 10 minutes for setup and we've been fucked. We like, it wasn't my wedding. It was actually I was subcontracted to shoot the wedding, but I have seen things go horribly wrong and like ceremony delayed. We've been standing there It's usually because the bridal party either condenses or the bride condenses too much into a short period of time and tries to fit too much in. and the timeline's too condensed and there isn't enough time, it's like that, they lose time here, they can't gain any back, they're stuck, and the ceremony's delayed, the whole day's pushed back, and it kind of ruins everything. That's one thing I've seen. And then I've seen a couple of problems go wrong with wedding vendors stuffing up, and then the setup's being delayed, and that's caused a lot of issues as well. So those are the two main ones I see quite often.
Well, like for instance, when we do sometimes hair and makeup might take longer than expected. That might take longer because of either there's an extra person all of a sudden that needs hair and makeup done with the bride, that sort of delays everything, or the mum's gone through, or someone's forgotten something, or the shoes got left, or I've had it where the rings got left at a house. Like I've literally got left. So there was no real, I was about to say, take my wedding ring off and say, here, use this. Because no, someone's already gone to get it. We're going to delay it by 20 minutes.
Yeah.
For that, so I think we've all experienced all different kind of potential scenarios, but I cover that. That's why I spend a lot of importance of having that pre-wedding meeting.
Pre-wedding meetings, everything.
And even if it's online or whatever, but I like to do it in person with them, unless they're national, from over east or live up north or whatever.
Yeah.
If I can do it one-on-one, that's pretty much what you want to do in person, because there's all this stuff works out, and then they can go back to the hair and makeup girls, hey, I need to be ready at 12 o'clock because I'm leaving at 1.
Yep.
No, you're not finishing at 1 because when am I going to do my photo session? And that's happened before. We'll go, the makeup girl said, you need this. I go, but when am I going to do our photos? I need to do my formal shots with you, Yeah. And then every so often you get a bride will go, hey, I want to do a bit of a boudoir shot, or I want to do some formal shots like this. You go, we need to allow an extra hour for this, an extra half an hour. Yeah. So having all of that, or discussing what they want on the day, is so important to make sure your day runs smoothly. Yep. And then when it runs smoothly, you go, there was no issues, and no issues is what you want.
I agree, man. You need to have that. You need to have the time in the weddings in order to understand how the weddings flow, to provide a premium service. And the premium service, in my opinion, doesn't necessarily come from the quality of the photography, the quality of the gear you're using, even your artistic eye. It comes from what you're saying, which is that experience of how timelines work and how we're going to structure the day and how we're going to manage it on the day. So in the flow of the moment, if something does go wrong, how are you going to adapt to it? Yeah. And you're never going to have a one-size-fits-all approach, in my opinion, because a million things can go wrong, but you need to have the professional expertise to go, this is how we're going to adjust it right now and here.
Yeah. And I think key thing of that is also having the trust from the bride and groom in you that you're going to have their back.
Yes.
Because at the wedding, who's the most experienced person at the wedding?
For the full day, I'm going to say it's the
wedding photographer.
Yeah, 100%.
Because we care about socks, shoes, what's happening on the day, where, what, how, from the limo to the food to your celebrant. Like I'll genuinely, if I know, or if it's someone who I don't know, I'll make an effort to speak to the celebrant so I know what's going on. So there's a bit of a pre-call as well. So when I turn up on the day, it's Pete the mate, not Pete the photographer. And then I have that connection. So if I need something adjusted or changed, it becomes pretty quickly and pretty quick and pretty easy for that adjustment to happen. And no wedding runs to your plan. There's no such thing.
No.
And I've done weddings where the bride is, she's literally step by step by step. I go, oh,
there's a point. There's a point where you can't play into the 5 minutes. I say 15-minute, 20-minute blocks maybe. Yeah. 30-minute blocks are your
and then allow a buffer.
Fine. Buffer as well. Always allow buffer.
Like even down to post-ceremony, post-ceremony, there's always that kiss and congrats session.
I love when I get timelines from brides and then they give me like 2 minutes for travel. And I'm like, it might take 2 minutes to walk, but we might be, having to clean up the setup of the flat lay, or we might, and then we need to put our gear away. We need to say,
Or how about getting out of the limo?
So
that might take 5 minutes.
So so I would say, allow buffer room. Yeah. Allow buffer. I particularly allow in the travel elements. So then we can run a little bit over. We can, spend more,
Yeah, and if you gain time, once again, you've gained time.
That's right.
Then you can relax. Like even say to the couples, say, look, if we finish up a bit early in a photo session, which happens sometimes, then normally we'll go off to the room, to the little green room, or to the room upstairs if the, reception is in a hotel. Wouldn't it be nice to get 15 minutes just by yourself, just to chill out? They go, you know what, that'd be great. It's also a great time for you to change your shoes. They go, wicked, I love that. And that's a great opportunity for them to have. So let's do that. So, and just putting that buffer in, they'll appreciate it. And then if you do find something cool on the day that you can actually shoot, you've got a pit stop and you're not stressed about turning
Not
up
stressed
at reception.
I think that's the main thing is you need to build timelines that are efficient, but you also need to build timelines that are stress-free. Realistic, it's a good way to put it. Yeah, I like that. You need to be realistic about how long things are going to take, and you also need to be realistic about things not going to plan. Things are never going to go to plan, and they might go quite according to plan, but you're always going to have little delays, little bits here and there. And I just find allowing that extra 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or whatever it might be, it's going to be huge. And you can find it in parts of the day. For me, I think allowing more for the travel's good, because then you can delay it on either sides. Allowing more time for the setup's good, because then you can push that back.
Yep.
And allowing more time for post ceremony is good as well, for the congratulation phase, and then the portrait phase. I say, just allow like 20 minutes for the congratulations, and then you get a bit more time there to if you just need a breather, you can take a breather. I
even break it down in my post ceremony part.
Yeah.
So look, they're going to have a kiss and congrats. I say, do stuff. We'll do some random, fly on the wall kind of photography while they're getting kiss and congrats. And then once everyone's done or getting close to the end, I want to start ushering people in. I'll even say to it, give me a groom or bride or someone who knows everyone who's authoritative. It could be an auntie, which is great. They go, okay, we'll speak to Auntie Betty on the day, and she'll go, all right, everyone come up over here. And I'll say to them, even down to the big group shot that I'll do at every wedding, I'll say, we'll work out what that is when we get there, because that might be different to what we actually imagine it based on lights, wind, or what else is happening. Maybe people are wandering off, so we got to usher them together a bit closer. So when it comes down to doing group shot, and then we roll straight into family formals, because then I've got everyone in front of me. I'll go, okay, immediate family hang around, everyone else start to drink. Let's go. See you at reception.
We have another audience. Is Ellie Blah again? Oh, what's up? You're back. You're still watching. Thanks for sticking around. This has been a long episode. Really appreciate that, Ellie. So Ellie's saying now, I've done a few station weddings and they are a bit chilled. Certainly are. Right. Maybe city weddings are a bit more stressful. Yes.
Well, there's more moving parts.
City weddings are stressful because let's say you're getting married or you're getting ready. So one I did was we got ready at the Ritz. We had the ceremony at the St. Mary's, and then we had the reception at starts with an N. I forget the name of that winery in the. I'm going to forget.
Nicola Estate?
Nicola, yes. Yep. Nicola, I think it's, anyway, it doesn't matter. Ambrose as well. Yeah. I think, so I've done a few days like this where, us as the wedding suppliers to get into the Ritz, I get valet parking. I'm not sure about you, but if you don't get the valet parking, you need to park at that bloody park, wheel your stuff for 10 minutes, then you need to wheel back. It's just that travel in the city takes so much longer.
I actually park downstairs underneath.
Oh, do you? So yeah. So I always call them and get parked up. So yeah, Ritz is good to do that. But either way, there's a lot more moving parts. You need to account for the time it takes to transition through these vertical bloody buildings and through these city streets, and then get to the reception and reassess the light there and to get your detail shots. Like weddings where I do what's that venue in Northam, the building. Buckland.
Oh, Buckland Estate.
Buckland, yeah. Yep. Stuff like that. Even down south, we did the few down south in Yalling up in Margaret River. It's all in one venue.
Yeah.
Rothwood, all in one venue.
Right.
It's different. You're not like a city wedding when you're multiple locations. I would often recommend a 10 to 12 hour day, where a venue where it's like, Rothwood or Margaret River, whatever.
Chapel Farm you're at on
Chapel
the
Farm, yep. You can fit that at 6 to 8 easily because you don't have that moving. No travel. It's all one.
Saving on limos as well for the bride and groom.
So yeah, you go. So it really depends on the logistics of the day, the situation of the wedding, and where it is going to be based. City weddings are a lot more stressful. Yes, they are.
Once again, planning.
Yeah, you do need better planning for a city wedding, exactly. I think, as well. And you need to allow more time and longer days for
some
us.
Snacks and lollies on the way for us.
Yeah. What's the longest wedding you've done?
Worst wedding of worst timeline as far as what we've done. Not one wedding, but it was back to back. It was back in the old days, and I was working with an assistant, Ben. He's awesome. He's gone right into portrait photography now, so he's successful, does amazing work. So when he was working, we were doing weddings together. We did a wedding down in Margaret River, Bustleton.
Somewhere around the southwest, yeah.
Southwest. We finished like at midnight. We drove back. We were dumping all of our footage on the way down on the laptop, everything up. So we got home, say, at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then the following day we had a Vietnamese wedding. So they normally start with a tea ceremony. Everything starts really early. So we probably had maybe 2 hours sleep.
Wait, so was this a multi-day wedding or was it two
No,
different
this is
weddings?
two different weddings.
Right, okay.
This is the worst timeline we've ever had to do. So the drive back from down south back to Perth, by the time you got to bed was late.
So you started like 6 a.m. that morning or something?
Or before that, yeah. So we had to be there for prep before the tea ceremony in the morning, and then there's a bit of a celebration, and then they go off to another photo session, and then we go off and do the white dress ceremony after that, and then there's another photo session, and then we'll go into reception. So a few dress changes, long day. That's probably the worst thing we've done. But as far as long days, generally these days I don't offer per hour wedding photography. I'm either there or I'm not. Like I say to all my couples, like I do this professionally. It's not a part-time business. I'm not going to work for $500 to come and shoot you for an hour or two, whatever.
Yeah.
So if you want to do that, I'm not your guy. I'm there all day. It will cost you say $4,000, but I cover boys prep, girls prep, ceremony, photo session, reception. Even with reception, I don't commit to a time. I'll say, look, if you had to have a time, let's call it 10 o'clock. But I can't remember last time I left at 10 o'clock because there's still stuff going on at reception. And then if the bride's got, say, an exit through sparklers or whatever, something fun planned, I want to be part of that. I don't want to not be part of it. And I'm not going to be a princess that needs to be in bed by 9 o'clock because otherwise I won't wake up the next day. Like I'll go hard. I'll go all day. I don't really care, like I'm dedicated to them.
Hard, Peter.
Like I'm dedicated to them, and I'll do whatever it takes to cover the day in the best manner. Because as much as they're getting out of it, I'm getting a lot out of it as well. Because I get to have a great time, I get some awesome photos, and how good's a sparkler shot?
Yeah. I haven't. Sparkler shots are hard for me, probably because I do go on an hourly basis, just because it got a bit tricky with the starving thing, and paying now penalty rates on Sunday and Saturdays, time and a half and stuff for like that.
Stuff, you could stay back yourself.
I could, and I have done. I have done that before. I have said, if worst case scenario, knock off the videographer, knock off that. If you do want a shot 20 minutes, I'll just hang back. It's fine. I'm not going to charge you for it. I do say that, I try and be lenient, try as much as I can. But I do go on an hourly base. I go 6, 8, 10, 12 is kind of my packages. And then I meet with them hour and a half like you, really discuss the timeline, discuss the day, what they're hoping to get from it, and then recommend a package based on that, and just make sure we're going to have enough time.
Look, there's many ways to skin a cat.
Yeah.
In here. Like I just don't want to personally work half a day when I can work a full day.
Good one, yeah. And you've got the quantity clearly that you can kind of do that when you get to your point. I think, Peter, when you're smashing out 15 photo booths in a day and then taking a wedding on the following day, that's huge turnover, man. That's massive. You can just say I'm not going to come shoot for an hour. I'll shoot for 8 hours.
But that's not me being arrogant. I just want to get value.
You want to get value, and that's how you run a business, and that's the truth. Like business it's expensive, man. Yeah, it's expensive now.
Let's assume I would say yes to a 6-hour wedding. I can't do another photo booth. I can't do another wedding.
Yeah, that's right.
So you actually, if I say to someone, I'll basically revert it back to them, said, how about if you go to work for 3 days a week rather than 5 days a week and cut your pay by a third? Would you take it? Go, no. I said, no different to me.
Yeah. And I think the thing that often gets missed amongst a lot of even just photographers in general who are trying to get into business, that like people don't realize like how much it actually costs. And like I divide all my income instantly as soon as it comes in. That's how I manage it, and I have a certain percent that's my salary. It is not what you think it is. You might see the number, you might be like, I'm paying $10,000 for this photo and video package, and it's like the profit that the business actually makes is not what you think. If you run the business properly and you're investing in gear, you're investing in software, you're investing in lighting, which I do. If you run your business properly, the photographer should not be profiting that full amount. They should be profiting a percentage of it.
I think there's a misconception there as well, but you got to take away 30 odd, let's call it 40% rounding up with GST in tax. That's gone.
It's gone.
and then the rest of it is what you're working with, and that's got to last for everything. You got to spend on everything on that. So and don't forget, shooting on the day, you might be there for 6 or 8 hours or however long you're there, or 10. But then it's the post-production. It's all the meetings before, all the planning before. And then, there's the marketing, time, effort, energy, and potentially spend as well.
Yeah, I spend $40 a day on ads, and I spend $300 a week on a casual doing the content for me. So that's $600 a week just on advertising. Then I have my website, my Adobe. Yeah, man. I think I spent 100K last year.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Just maybe more. And yeah, this year's going to spend more. So it's like for me to make profit, I need to make $100,000. And people like, that's like they're like, that's my salary, and I'm like, yeah, I need to make that just to make profit.
And you haven't eaten yet.
I haven't eaten yet.
Yeah.
So like you need to be realistic, and it's like if you're going to run a business properly, that's how much it costs, and you need to charge for that. Yes, you can run a business unofficially, not pay your workers' comp, not pay your public liability, go under the radar, not work at the Crown venues or the Optus venues. But you can do that. I choose not to. I choose to be more official. I want to have an official thing.
Yeah, but you're also going to be here in 2 years' time and 3 years' time.
That's right.
One thing in photo booths probably is more provident, and you still see it sometimes on the Facebook groups of either like I'll rescue, and I kid you not, about 1 or 2 jobs a month where the photo booth company or whoever they've booked is either a non-contactable, non-existent, and just ghosting them, or just physically don't turn up on the day. Like, and I'm being serious here. Like I'll have the venue manager or the coordinator or the wedding planner ringing me saying, Pete, any chance of you coming and helping us? And I'll go, oh, hang on, and I might drive. And I've always got a spare photo booth in my van, like always, when I'm driving. Depending what time they'll get me, I've had to say no a couple of times, but generally, I can do something or organise something on the day. I don't want to do it all the time because it is quite stressful, because then I've got to shuffle jobs around.
Yeah,
and I've done it like just on the day. It's just a really shame to see, because someone will go to Facebook and book someone for $400, and then they're no longer there anymore. Like 6 months later or 12 months later. But someone like yourself, like me, or the reputable photographers or photo booth companies been around that are legitimate businesses, it's our business to stay in business. That's right. To stay in business, we've got to charge accordingly. That's right.
As a supplier, you need to charge accordingly. As a person who's hiring someone, maybe like a wedding couple or whatever it might be, and they're coming into it and they're going, we actually want someone who we're going to value. You need to expect a pretty high price tag, I think, and that's just because it's not even wedding suppliers charging a wedding tax or being greedy or anything like that. It's just the cost of living that you're feeling, businesses are feeling twice as much, because we're paying pretty much everything at the same rate, but it's across the board for equipment, for technology, for software, for staff, for tax has gone up as well. There's all these levies that are coming in. Like if you're not doing that, you're supporting businesses that are going to go out of business, and you have the risk of actually losing a lot more than you're potentially going to have a supplier just not touch base with you again.
Yeah, and I don't want to have a fight to the bottom.
You don't want to race to the bottom, man, and that's what a lot of people are doing, and it's not the business that I want to run. Are you? Yeah.
But I think also with talking about price, just quickly, because this becomes a sensitive point, like regularly with every single event. You'll find that if someone's really not valuing their time and their energy and their investment, they're not going to stick around for a long time. They just won't. They'll get a quick little burst, flash in a pan, and they're out of there. And like be honest with you, like I've actually bought out a few companies that have just basically thought they'll do this business, they'll undercut everybody, and because they don't know how to market, they don't know how to value themselves. Like I value our staff, I value our equipment. Like all our photo booths, bar the enclosed one and the mirror booths, I've designed those. I had them custom made, and I assemble them personally myself. I know the hardware, the software. Like there's no problem that any staff member can have that I can't fix over the phone. If I can't fix it on the phone with them,
back of your hand.
Literally, if I can't fix it over the phone, I've got my wife in the car delivering a replacement unit.
Yeah,
and we'll do that. We do a lot of volume. I'll be honest, we do a few hundred events every year, but once or twice a year, I'll have to do a replacement because it's just beyond fixing. Yeah, because something's gone, like a little mini cable or something that's connecting to something, and there isn't a spare one in the booth, so you just can't do it. But if it's something obvious, we can fix it straight away. It's not a big deal, Or like little things that happen sometimes just in the printer, just in the photo booth sort of space, like people leaning on the printer or pushing it or doing whatever, might slightly readjust the head, and then there's a paper jam.
Yeah, man, those printers, they're brilliant when they work. But shit happens, and you got to be prepared to have the backups.
My staff know how to fix all that. That's not an issue. But I've been in places before where there's a generator running. I'll tell you, this is probably like the worst moment's ever happened.
Let's end on the worst moment because we're at 1:28.
Oh, wait,
1 hour 28, man.
We'll
so we're cutting it to the 1 hour and a half.
But the worst I've ever had was actually a farm wedding, and this is down Pemberton Way. This is a few years ago. And I dropped off because I had 2 weddings down there, one in this venue, this private farm, and then another one further down. So I dropped off my staff member there, set the photo booth up. It's all ready, well ahead of schedule because I needed another half an hour to get to my farm for my wedding down south. So I set him up, he's all going, and I'm nearly at my destination, and he rings me up, said, Peter, the photo booth's blown up. I went, what do you mean blown up? Said, like there's smoke coming out. I go, I couldn't comprehend what happened. I go, what do you mean? Because it's all blown up. It's gone. Like it's like smoke coming out. So he wasn't making sense because he couldn't comprehend what's going on either. Like, how is this possible? I went, I can't go back because then I'm not there for my wedding. So I was committed to actually do that. So basically, once I resolved what actually happened is they had a generator that was feeding one of those distributor things that they use on work sites, and that blew out everything that was connected to that particular distribution tree. At the same time, the band that was there with all of their electronics blew out as well. So I think they must have had a surge or something happened that actually drew too much power, or too much power got in. The band left because even when he was on the phone to us, the band's just gone. They can't play music anymore. There's no electronics. There's no power to them to be able to power anything. I was going, I've never heard of this. This is weird. So to cut a long story short, he didn't run the booth. My wedding finished, I think my job finished about 10:30. I came in, still gave him an hour's worth of photo booth at the end with my photo booth. And that was it. And then I was speaking to the father in the end, goes, oh, look, like I know you can't do anything about it. I said, look, I can't give you a refund. This isn't our doing. He goes, no, I wouldn't expect that. I'll pay for your equipment. And I went, look, don't worry about it. We'll just write this off and then deal with it. So basically, he was very grateful for that. At least they had an hour's worth of, because I basically came in, put my photo booth on, bang, and they all started using it. That's the worst experience ever happened. So if a warning and moving forwards, I do have some country events coming up. I've actually bring my own generator in, and now we're moving into battery operated power. So no matter what, I can plug into one of those camping, machines.
You got to be careful with those, man. I have mine at the front door. It just shorted as well. So it just blew up on me. The Blue Eddy one.
As in the generator or the?
No, it's an electric power bank.
We'll talk about that offline.
Yeah, just fired out of me. Anyway, man, people have been absolutely loving this podcast. We've got Lovebird Media giving us a little love note. Love the podcast. Great discussion about pricing. If we value our work and want to be sustainable, we have to work out. We have to price our work accordingly, Some see it as tax. The right ones will pay accordingly. I completely agree. Thanks so much for the input. Peter, this has been an absolute amazing conversation, man. We've gone for an hour and a half now, so I'm going to cut it off. Otherwise, we're just going to keep going and get stuck in bloody traffic. People have loved it. We've had heaps of viewers come through. So it is going to be live on YouTube and Spotify. So please check in after if you do want to go back and watch the full episode. Like always, it's been a pleasure, everyone. This episode is supported by Rode. I do really like Rode gear. I have been using it for a long time, and I have been lucky enough to get a support from them to get this off the ground. Rodecaster Video have been really loving this as well to enable a live stream. So without further discussion, I'm going to cut it off right there. We're going to play the outro song, and I will peace out, guys. Thanks so much. Thank you. Catch you later.